This is the new season of Everything Tish. Yeah, we just gonna hit the ground running, and I'm just gonna continue making content and get feedback from you all. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about a movie that came out back in, like, I think it was 1996. It's my favorite movie of all time, you guys. It's called A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. Now, I recently went on Glow with the Flow's YouTube channel. Check her out if you haven't already. And I saw that she made a review on the movie. I'm like, oh, really? You know, this is my favorite movie, so let me see what she had to say. She had a lot of great points and stuff that she was putting out about the movie. So if you haven't, you need to go out and check her review on it. I love her outlook on different things about the movie. So yeah, I commented on her review, and she suggested that I do a review on the movie. So okay, I was like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and give my take on it. Like I said, this is like my favorite movie of all time. Like, I'm telling you, when I was a little kid, we had the VHS tape of this movie in my house, and I used to watch it over and over again. I know I was probably too young to be watching this movie, but I was watching it anyway, and I even have it on DVD. Y'all see it? It's on a DVD box set of with Love Jones, but this right here, that's my favorite movie, A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. And it stars Martin Lawrence, which is one of my favorite comedians of all time, and the Lynn Whitfield. Yes, whenever I say Lynn Whitfield's name, I say the Lynn Whitfield, because she's my favorite actress of all times. She's just so regal and dramatic in her acting skills, so I love her. And her most recent role that I have been obsessed with is her role on Greenleaf, the show Greenleaf that just recently ended. She played Lady May on Greenleaf. Let me tell you, this is an iconic film. Matter of fact, I believe this was Martin Lawrence's film directorial debut. I don't know if he's directed any other films since then, but he for sure directed this movie right here. And I think he even co-wrote it. I don't know if he wrote the whole movie, but he definitely co-wrote it. And if you've ever watched the TV show, his TV show Martin, you all might remember I think it was called Love Overboard episode, where he goes on a Valentine's Day cruise with his crew, and Gina, she misses the cruise, and he ends up getting up with Lynn Whitfield's character.
Excuse me, but you look familiar. Did I meet you in a club or something?
I don't think so. I don't go to clubs.
This crazy stuff ends up happening on the cruise ship. But yeah, so let's just jump right into the review. I got my little notes here. I'm just going to give y'all my take on the movie. Okay, so A Thin Line Between Love and Hate is based upon a song by, I believe the R&B group is called Persuaders. It's an old school song that your grandparents probably used to listen to. It's a thin line between love and hate. Y'all remember that song? But yeah, the group H-Town and Shirley Murdoch, they remade the song. You know, Shirley Murdoch, she used to be with Roger Troutman, and she made the song, As We Lay, We Forgot About Tomorrow, As We Lay. Y'all know that song. So that's the side chick anthem right there. And then the R&B group H-Town, they're known for their biggest hit, which was Somebody Rockin' Knockin' the Boots and Give It Up Good Love. Y'all remember that? But anyway, they remade the song A Thin Line Between Love and Hate for this actual movie. And so the script, the whole story around that the movie is based on is based around this song. Just like the song A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, the movie A Thin Line Between Love and Hate is basically a cautionary tale. It's telling you that, a woman can be so in love with you, but it's a thin line between love and hate, because just as much as she loves you, something can happen and turn around and she end up hating you. Song A Thin Line Between Love and Hate is trying to warn you, and it's giving you the story of what's happening to this guy that ends up, falling into this fatal attraction type of relationship with this woman. The movie stars Martin Lawrence's character named Darnell. And he's this ladies man. He thinks he's a little player, Mac Daddy type thing. He think he's too cool for school. He maxed all the honeys, got more chicks that he could count. Just so full of himself, always looking good, always with the jewelry, riding around his little Jeep. He think he fly.
You so fine. Don't make me cry.
He is a co-manager of this club called Chocolate City, which is like the poppin' club in his city. He's somewhere in California. I want to say it's like maybe around like Compton area, LA. Somewhere in California is where this movie is based in. But yeah, so Martin's character, he's known to pull the honeys. Ain't never had no issue with pulling joints or whatever. And he's able to swing them because he has the good little talk game. And then he's always flashing his little VIP badges like, yeah, I can get you and your homegirls in the VIP at Chocolate City. Y'all know it's the most popular club in the city.
This lady a glass of champagne. Beautiful tonight, girl.
But anyway, he has a best friend named T, which is played by Bobby Brown. Now, I think this is the only movie that I've ever seen Bobby Brown play in. But Bobby Brown killed this role too. His role was really funny. But yeah, they play alongside each other, and they're best friends, and they like to compete and see which one can make the most honeys and stuff like that. But it kind of seems like T's character is not as successful with the ladies as Darnell's character. But anyway, one day when they're leaving out of Chocolate City, they bump into Lynn Whitfield's character. She's coming out of like a shopping store to get into her limo, and she's just so regal and elegant and sophisticated. You know, hair all done, body like plow. You know what I'm saying? Dressed all nice. You can tell she got a little coinage. This ain't like the normal chicks that they usually pulling every day. So, you know, T, he goes up to Lynn and he's trying to, you know, Matt to her, trying to give her like that same old rap that he usually gives to the regular honey. So she's like shooting him down like, oh no, I'm sorry. You know, plays with to the left. So he's like, well, look at you. And he calls her out. Her name calls her the B-word. So she like, what? You know, so then Martin's character, he comes up, he's like, you know, excuse my friend, you know, he was dropped on his head at birth. And then she said, well, maybe I should arrange for him to get dropped on his head again. Now, that's a red flag right there to me. for a woman that you just meet, you know, to tell you something like that, you should be like, no, why would she say something so violent? You know, even just casual conversation, just say something like that. But yeah, so anyway, he tries to pick her up and invites her to Chocolate City and stuff like that. And she's like, you know, I don't make it to this part of town quite often, you know, I don't think that's my type of thing. So yeah, him and T, they end up making a bet that Martin Lawrence is not going to end up being able to pull or sleep with Lynn Whitfield's character. And T tells him the only way you'll be able to pull her is you're going to have to tell her that you love her. And that's like the #1 rule that these playboys stick by. You never tell nobody, no girl that you're dealing with, you never tell them that you love them. Because once you do, then they stuck on you. So in addition to all the women that Darnell has on his little roster of girls that he's seeing, he has this one particular woman in his life that I don't think that they had a romantic relationship, but he had a girl that he was really close to, he was friends with, named Mia. Mia had went off to the Air Force, and she just recently came back, and I believe she might have been on leave or something. She was contemplating whether or not she wanted to re-enlist. But everybody knows that Darnell, even though he's a player, he has a soft spot for Mia. Like, Mia is his heart. That's the person that he would probably want to settle down with. But I don't think that he ever really spoke to it. At least they never showed it in the movie where he had previously told Mia exactly how he felt. He has this one funny scene where Martin, he goes to his mother's house, and his mother is played by another iconic actress named Delarice. But yeah, so he goes to his mom's house, and you know, I think it's very interesting. I definitely have to talk about this part. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, the movie is about like a player, how he treats women like dirt, and he acts like they're a toy. He has his fun and puts them on the shelf, you know, whenever he wants to, whatever. But he has a woman that he has a soft spot in his heart for. And then when it comes to his mama, he is just a sweet mama's boy. And he goes to his mama's house and he sneaks money in her purse. And he goes to Sunday dinner with his mama and he just loves her so much. And he has a little sister. And he don't want nobody dogging his sister out. Because when his sister telling him that she going to prom with a playboy, he's like, you know, this dude, he make more honeys than, you know, him. But anyway, so yeah, Darnell, he ends up going to his mama's house, because, you know, big mama's boy. And see, his mama don't play. She don't like the fact that he's around here dogging women, and he even goes so far as giving the women his mama's phone number to call. To call and talk to him, because he don't want to give out his phone number. And I'm like, what the world, why you ain't just, because he don't even live with his mama, but he giving out the number to his mama's house. And his mama's like, why you got them women calling my house? And he's like, because you gonna tell them to go to hell if they keep calling your phone. Like, what the world, who does that? But yeah, so his mom, there's a point in the film where, like, he's sitting down and she comes in his face and she gets this little stern look in his face and she's trying to drop down some knowledge onto him so he'll really understand what she's trying to say. Your ways are going to catch up with you. A night full of passion could lead to a lifetime of pain.
Now, you listen to me. A night full of passion can give you a lifetime of pain.
It's a thin line between love and hate. I'm like, yes, mama. You know, and that's something that they explain in the song, but it's cool that they incorporated that into the movie. And, you know, Darnell laughs it off. He's like, yeah, I know, mama, I got this under control. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, he's pursuing Lynn Whitfield's character because he wants to win the bet. He wants T to tell him he's the man. So, he ends up stalking Lynn Whitfield's character. Oh, her name is Brandi. I didn't never mention that, but yeah, her name is Brandi, and she is a corporate woman. She got money. She got that coinage. She don't need no man for nothing. Matter of fact, she's in real estate. He ends up looking her up because when he saw her previously, she ends up stopping by the club, and he's like, oh, okay, she might be a little interested in me, so she's stopping by the club. You know, she wasn't all up in his face or anything, but she let him be saying that, yeah, I'm here or whatever. So he's like, okay, she want me to chase her. You know, I'm a dog in heat. I'm definitely going to chase.
Brandi, she came.
Man, she way out of your league, kid.
No, because I'm going to hit that, and you know I'm going to hit that.
But yeah, so he ends up getting the license plate of the limo, I think, and is able to trace it back to where she works at. She owns properties and stuff. She's in real estate. This crazy fool ends up popping up at her job. Now, he pops up at her job, and, you know, just comes in there with all these flowers and stuff. And I guess he just thought that she was gonna be like, oh, this is so romantic. Let me drop my drawers. No, she was like, security, get him out of here. He's like, what? So security ends up roughing him up, throwing him out. And I think in a few of Martin Lawrence's movies and stuff, he has little incidents where he gets into it with, like, office security or whatever. He says something like, y'all ain't even got no good, y'all got a flashlight. I see you. And I think this is probably one of the first movies or whatever that he actually does that little spiel. So that's cool. But yeah, so Brandi kicks him out of her office building, so he has to try another approach. So this time he pretends like he's trying to buy a house, and he calls her because, like I said, she's in real estate. So she goes out to the house thinking that it's a potential client, and it ends up being him. And she's like, boy, why are you wasting my time? You know, you can't even afford this house. Like, what the world? And so he's trying to get her good graces and stuff, and he notices that she likes little glass sculptures, and he has bought her one. And she's thinking to herself, like, oh, he's thinking about the little details about me, so, you know, I guess I'll give him a shot. So they end up starting to date, and you see that she's trying to incorporate him into her world, and he's trying to do the same thing. Like, he's taking her to the club, he's taking her to the hood to get the fish sandwiches and the greasy food and stuff. You know, she all nervous and stuff like, is this place safe? You know what I'm saying? But you know, she's trying to loosen up a little bit, because her character is very rigid and a little snotty. But yeah, she's also trying to introduce him to her world too. They do horseback riding, they go on little dates out to eat at lunch and stuff like that. So, you know, they're trying to make their worlds collide, even though he doesn't have nearly as much money as she does, because she got some coin. There's being an incident where they go horseback riding, and Darnell falls off the horse.
Why didn't you tell me you couldn't ride?
I'd have told you I could ride a monkey. I can get close to you.
And he's just like, you know what? Probably think to himself, I'm doing way too much for this lady, and she ain't gave up the draws yet. Like, I'm sick of this. You know what I'm saying? So, he's kind of like trying to pressure her into it. She's like, no, I'm not comfortable with that no more and stuff. So he's playing psychological games with her, and he's like, you know what? Well, I thought that you liked me like that, but since you don't, you know what I'm saying? We could just end it right now. And keep in mind, she's actually starting to warm up and let her guard down some. So she's like going back in her mind like, dang, you know, I'm really starting to like this dude, and he's trying to pressure me to be intimate with him, but I don't know if I'm ready for all that, you know what I'm saying? So she ends up popping up at his club to try to smooth things over. And while they're at the club, Mia shows up, and she got this guy that's trying to, you know, get with her there on a date. And Darnell tries to introduce Brandi to Mia and her dude. And Brandi's like stuck up, looking like, I'm not about to shake that girl's hand. Like, I don't know if she could sense that Darnell and Mia kind of got a little thing going on, feelings towards each other, or what. She felt a little intimidated. Brandi tries to approach Darnell, tries to ask for forgiveness and everything. He's just like, nah, you know, if you was my girl, we wouldn't even be up in the club right now. We be knocking headboards back. You know what I'm saying? We be at your place getting busy.
Well, why would I leave my man alone here on a ladies' night?
I'm not your man.
So she's like, oh, dang, like, he really serious about this thing. So she ends up hitting him up, paging him, and getting him to come out to where she lives at. And she set the moods all romantic. She got candles lit and champagne and all this other stuff. And he comes up to the house and he's like, wow, this is nice. You know, you got a nice pool, everything. Yeah, so to me looking at that, I'm like, girl, I understand that, you know, you trying to get on the good foot with the guy, but in my eyes, if a guy's pressuring you to be intimate with him and you haven't known him that long and you're on the fence about it, that's a sign that you shouldn't do it. You should just exit stage left, because, you know, men are like buses. Miss one, next 15, one coming. Hey, it's plenty of fish in the sea. But yeah, especially he ain't had no coin. He wasn't even an owner of the club. He was just a manager, and you owning rental properties. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, they get up there. It's a romantic scene. They ended up getting into it. I mean, not getting into it, but getting intimate on the couch, kissing and stuff. And she's like, hold up, you know, I'm fragile. I've been through a lot of stuff. Like, I got to tell you, you know, what I've been through. He's like, no, it's all good or whatever. And so while they kissing and stuff, she's like, you know, tell me that you want me, tell me that you need me, and all this other stuff. He's like, yeah, he repeating everything she's saying. And she's like,
Do you want me?
Won't you?
Do you need me?
I need you.
Do you love me?
like, tell me that you love me. He's like, dang. He probably thinking to himself, like, I know I ain't supposed to say that. But he says, I love you. Yeah, I love you. No, he ain't lying. I was like, oh no, player, no, you can't do that. So yeah, she's like, oh, you love me, and she just surrenders herself. And then they, you know, they go to the bedroom, and they gets busy, they gets down. You know, after they're done, you know, doing what they do, they sitting there and they just, pillow talking, and Brandi ends up telling Darnell that she killed her husband, her ex-husband. He was like, what? She was like, I'm kind of hesitant about telling you this because you're going to hate me. But yeah, I killed him. He was abusive. I hope that doesn't change how you feel about me. And he's like, like, what do I do? He's like, no, he was abusive. So you had to kill him. And she's like, yeah, you get it? Oh, wow, you understand. To get back to her. But I don't know what he should have said. I guess, yeah, he could have said, yeah, I understand. He was already too far in it by that time. And so afterwards, he calls T. He's like, what's my name? And T's like, Darnell. He's like, no, what's my name? You know what I'm saying? Like, trying to tell him, I'm the man. And while he's on the phone with Tika, he done went downstairs and act like he was going to get a midnight snack. Oh, girl comes around the corner. Not making a sound. He should have known, like, she got some screws loose. But yeah. So afterwards, Brandi gets, like, super attached to him and stuff. And she's taking him around town. And she's spoiling him. She's buying him all these designer gifts and tailored suits and jewelry and all this other stuff. They roll around in her limo. She's like, you know what? You don't have to do that little club stuff no more. I can buy you a club. He's like, you can buy me a club. Dollar signs just light up in his eyes. Men like to talk about women being gold diggers, but he was tricking off of Brandi. Let's be real. Yeah. So afterwards, she tells him, basically she wants to spend all of their time together and stuff. He's like, I'm gonna have to get some private time too. We can't spend all our time together. She's like, we can arrange something. But she tells him she's gonna let him have the limo and he can bring it back, and she's gonna go to the house, and she explains to him that it's her birthday. So he's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll definitely be back. It's your birthday. She goes home. And this fool, he riding around her limo, stunting like he big dog. He go see his mama and his sister. His sister's prom, and he wants to see her off. And he got the limo. He's dressed all nice. Of course, his sister dressed all nice, so he wants to make sure that his mom gets pictures. And they explain to him that Mia has decided that she wants to go, that she is going to re-enlist. And he's like, hold up, I got to stop her. Like, this is my heart. I want her to stay with me. You know what I'm saying? That's probably what he's thinking. Like, I got to do what I got to do. Got to do this last grand gesture. So he goes to see Mia. He's like, please, like, can I talk to you? And that's when he starts spending time with her. And he explains to her that, he's had feelings for her. And Mia and Darnell, they do explain in the movie that apparently they've known each other since they were little kids, because they talk about how they used to lay in the back of her grandmother's truck and pretend like it was a spaceship and all this other stuff. But they never really, I wish they would have went more to depth about their relationship, or even probably like gave some type of flashbacks so we could see like the dynamic for real, like how it really was. Like, did they used to date? Did they break up? What was really behind that? So that's one thing that I really wish that the movie would have explored a little bit more, was the dynamic between Mia and Darnell. I really love Mia's character because she was very independent and she was very strong. Going off into the Air Force, of course, she's around a lot of tough guys, Top Gun people or whatever. She holding her own. She the homie. She the person that Darnell will go play ball with. She ain't got to be glitz and glammed all the time. She can tone it down just like a tomboy and still get attention, still get men wanting to mac and stuff like that. She wasn't sitting around waiting for Darnell to get his act together. She accepted Darnell for how he was. She knew that he was a ladies' man, and that, if he said he was going to do something, he's going to do it. He's a man of his word, you know what I'm saying? And that he loves his mom, and that's something that she, admired, that he take care of his family. Darnell and Mia, they end up spending the night together. But another thing that I love about Mia is that Darnell made it obvious that he wanted to be intimate with her. And, he was explaining to her he didn't care nothing about Brandi. He threw out all the stuff that Brandi gave to him and everything, But Darnell, he made it abundantly clear like that, yeah. He wanted a little something, something. And she was like, nah, I'm not ready for that. You know what I'm saying? And opposed to how he treated Brandi when Brandi was like, she wasn't ready, you know. He was like, well, forget you then, you know. But he was playing psychological mind games with Brandi to make her come back to him. But when Mia, when her character, when she was like, you know, no, I'm not ready for that, he accepted it. He was like, okay, that's fine. Like, well, if I spend the night, can we just like hold each other? You know what I'm saying? So he respected her a lot more than Brandi's character. But I believe that you should respect all women, not just, you know, pick and choose which women you want to respect. But yeah, so all this time that Darnell is spending with Mia, Brandi is sitting home and she's waiting like, where's he at? This lady done bought her own birthday cake. She said, she's sitting at the kitchen table with her birthday cake, just watching, just waiting. Like, where's he at? Where's he at? Girl, you crazy. I ain't about to sit and buy my own birthday cake. And why did she send him off by, you know, himself anyway? But yeah, so Darnell wakes up the next morning, and the birthday cake is part of the birthday cake is on Mia's front porch with a knife in it. And so he's like, oh God, you know what I'm saying? Because what kind of symbol is that giving you? That's giving you, you know where you should have been at. You know what I'm saying? So he ends up taking the cake back to Brandi with the knife, and he's like, you know, I think we kind of just need to cool it and stuff. And she plays it all cool. She's sitting in her pool. She's laying in her little inflatable raft, cooling with her sunglasses on, not even turning her head to look at him when he approaches. So she's playing that like cool as a cucumber. So she's like, you know, whatever. Like, I wasn't really thinking about you like that anyway. You know, it is what it is.
You don't have to say anything. We had fun while it lasted.
He's like, well, okay. You know, so then he goes down the list of all the girls that he was dealing with, and he explains to them that he wants to cut it off. Because, of course, he wants to, you know, make things right with Mia. He wants to be a one-woman man. And so, the other women, they ain't taking it cool like Brandi. He getting slapped and everything, you know.
Oh, that's cold.
But they say that you need to watch out for the ones that play it cool. So as the movie goes on, you start to see that, you know, Brandi, that lady crazy. She ends up popping up at Martin's house, and she cooking breakfast, burning it up and stuff. He's like, what the hell? First of all, how she even get in there? Second of all, how'd she even know where he lived at? Because I don't even think he was telling them chicks where he was living at. If he wasn't giving out his phone number, I'm pretty sure he probably won't give out his address. But yeah, he's like, what you doing here, crazy? So he's like, get out. And she's playing all crazy, like everything is cool. You know what I'm saying? And he ends up grabbing her and pushing her up against the wall. And she said, oh, you gonna regret you ever put your hands on me.
You put your hands on the wrong woman.
You know what I'm saying? And he just, I guess he just don't even care. He's like, you know, whatever, da da da. But I'm like, this lady don't tell you she done killed her ex-husband. Like, you need to watch out for her. So after that, Brandi just, she done got it in her head that this man done put his hands on me, so I'm about to make him pay. In every single way, she gonna try to wreck his career, try to get him locked up, throwing bricks through his window, acting the fool out in front of his mama's house. She don't even care.
Darnell, you let me handle this heifer.
I think she a little off.
You can't hit a woman, but I can. And I will bust your head wide open.
But yeah, she tried to burn down this club. And that was like the last straw. See, when Brandi was going through all this craziness, Darnell, he was trying to hide it from Mia. When to me, if you're trying to build a relationship and let it be different from when you were playing women and you weren't keeping it 100 with the women that you was dealing with, but you want to make it serious with Mia, I feel like you should have just told Mia what it was off top. I think Mia would have probably been like, okay, I understand that, you know, somebody probably would go crazy. Because, I mean, she know that he was out here dogging folks, so it was only a matter of time before somebody start, you know, with the craziness of trying to get violent with him. And then Mia could hold her own. I know he had it in his mind that he was trying to protect Mia, but I mean, this woman done been off to the military. She got combat training. You know what I'm saying? She drink out canteens and stuff. I'm pretty sure she know how to shoot them things too. She ain't worried about last thing she worried about is this crazy chick. She can handle her. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he should have let Mia know instead of like trying not to let her know. And then he tries to cut things off with Mia, and Mia's like, hold up now, I done cut my dude off for you, and then I done stayed here when I could have re-enlisted and continued my military career. But T ends up explaining to Mia that the reason why Darnell cuts off stuff with her is because Brandi was threatening him and Mia. You know what I'm saying? So Darnell, he goes to try to confront Brandi after she burns down his club and everything, you know, busts up in her house. He ain't got no weapon, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? You know that this woman is a murderer. And in my head, if I know somebody that killed somebody, I need to know some extra information. Because he just didn't even ask her no questions after she told him that she killed her husband. He should have asked her, well, how much time did you do? Did you go to jail? You know what I'm saying? Like, what exactly transpired? Did you shoot him? Did you, like, how exactly did you kill him? You know what I'm saying? Because she out here living lavish, so it means that either she did her time or she got away with it. You know what I'm saying? She living good. Don't look like she losing no sleep over nothing that she done did. You know what I'm saying? So you should have asked her some questions. But anyway, he busts up in her house, knowing that she's a murderer because she done told him. But yeah, he busts up in her house and she waiting for him. She done got that 380. She, you know, knocks him out. She ties him up to the chair. And one of my favorite scenes is when they in the dining room and she's just explaining to him that, you know, we're not your bitches, we're not your whores, we do fine without your penis. You know what I'm saying? And she says other stuff. You know, just tell him. I'm like, yes, girl, yes. Tell him. You know, because I don't condone everything that she did. But I'm like, this lady gave you so many opportunities not to play with her. You know what I'm saying? Somebody is showing you and telling you, like, please don't play with me, don't mess with me. Like, and you gonna do all that for a bet? You know what I'm saying? Like, gonna try to get her in the bed for a bet and play with her heart when you know you don't even love her. You just mess with her just so you could get a pat on the back from your homeboy. Like, no, you too old for that. You know what I'm saying? We too grown for that. Don't do that. But yeah, she's like, you know, we're gonna have my birthday cake. You know, she smashed the cake all in his face and everything. And she's like, you know, we gonna go upstairs. He said, I don't know how you gonna get me up there because I ain't walking. You know what I'm saying? She ends up convincing him to hobble up the stairs. Yeah. I love the movie, but yeah, they go up there and shots fired and everything, you know, it's about to pop off. But everybody's trying to figure out what happened to Darnell, where Darnell went or whatever, and T goes and gets Mia, and he's telling him that, you know, he probably went to Brandi's house, you know what I'm saying? I think I know where she lives at because in a previous scene when Darnell gets a page from Mia to go to the house when they was first intimate, he reads off the number and that area code, T knows like where it is and stuff. So they end up going to the house and they come up in there and Brandi can hear that they done came into the house, and you know, I love T, which is Bobby Brown's character. He goes in the kitchen. He tries to grab the phone and he called 911. He said, "There's an emergency over here." He's trying to get the address out, and Brandi comes up. She pop knocks him out or whatever, and then Regina King's character, Mia, comes and she's like, T, what happened? You know what I'm saying? And then Brandi's like, get upstairs. And then she forces Mia up the stairs, and Mia's like, I bet you ain't all that tough without that gun, you know what I'm saying? And Brandi, she's trying to get Darnell to come out because, you know, they've been tussling and everything, and he's hiding upstairs, and she's like, I got your little nappy head up here. Now, I don't condone calling a black woman nappy-headed, especially when you light-skinned. You should not be calling a brown-skinned black woman, no woman, nappy-head. She calls her that. And so Martin comes out and they tussling for the gun and stuff, and all three of them end up falling out the plate glass window, and they end up in the pool. And then the next thing that you see, Darnell is in the hospital. He bandaged up. She done messed him up. You know, head all bandaged because he done got shot and everything, you know. But he lived to tell the tale. So, yeah, it's just a cautionary tale for all you players out there. Because you gon' run across the right one. And when I say the right one, I mean the wrong one. So be careful with who heart you play. But yeah, that's a classic movie. And like I said, it's my favorite movie of all time. You know, if y'all love that movie, please drop down in the comment section. I want to just talk to people about that movie because I'm telling you, it's on Netflix now too. You know, if you haven't seen it, go over to Netflix if you got Netflix and look it up. Because like I said, I got the DVD here. So I watch it, and I've even watched it on Netflix a couple times too. And when it comes on cable, I always watch it too because I just love it. It's a great movie. Well, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. Oh, and I have some exciting news. So I wanted to start rewatching some movies that I watched as a child, rewatching them now that I'm an adult, and trying to give my perspective of how I see the films now that I'm an adult versus how I used to view them as a child. So yeah, stay tuned for that. You know, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Leave me a thumbs up if you like this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.